All right. Peace, family. We are now live. We are now live. Shout out to everybody weighing. Thank you for your patience. All right, gonna have a great show tonight. It's it's Saturday night. Saturday night live with a living legend. I'm about to bring the brother on, introduce some of y'all. Many of y'all know who this brother is already. Living legend. But let me get to a commercial real quick. All right, let me get to a commercial. Let y'all get comfortable. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, family, and tell your friends and family. This is some valuable information that will benefit us all. That will be spoken about tonight. All right. Be right back in 1 second, family.
Started out with nothing. Now I got a whole lot of something. Breaking through the roof. Willy Wonka when he pressed the button. When I do a money ritual, all of a sudden money started coming. Then I cut the Holy Ghost. I still be rhyming even when I'm mumbling. You repeat my name 3 times. While you staring in the mirror, body will appear like poof. I came from out of thin air. To me the gun is like a magic wand. I make a problem disappear. I would nigga tape out his mouth. Just to turn him to veneer. I can do magic, I can do magic. 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 When I open up my mouth, I can move masses. Black magic on the beat, turn it to a classic. I'ma take the money out the bank, then I'ma put it in the mattress. So many niggas got.
All right. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome back to the platform Wayne Chandler. Welcome back, my brother.
It's good to be back.
Indeed. Somebody in the chat already said they said we need a workshop with him ASAP, brother Rich. We did a workshop about 2 years ago. We did a workshop about I don't even know if it's on my website, but we did a workshop about 2 years ago. It was great. But quick announcement: Wayne Chandler is actually joining my Patreon channel, so he's going to be presenting exercise videos on there on a monthly basis. We're actually filming something next Wednesday, so if you want to see Wayne Chandler do actual exercises, qigong exercises, he's going to be on my Patreon. That's going to be phenomenal. Everybody who's a part of the Patreon, just stay tuned for that. As far as more announcements. But Wayne Chandler, man, good to have you back on here. Welcome back, my brother. You our brother Panic just made the transition. He's in the ancestor realm right now.
Yeah.
And 2023, and I guess a lot's going on right now in the world, Wayne.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, the entire planet is being reset on multiple levels.
Indeed. How you been, my brother?
I've been excellent.
That's good.
Excellent.
Wow, you said that real fast. You ain't hesitate or nothing, man. Man,
life is good, man.
Yeah. You never appear to be upset, man. I told you this before. You never appear to be in an upset, hostile, nervous, anxious mood. You always just chill like a mug. You be chill, brother. You the chillest dude I know, man. Them exercises gotta work. How chill you be, Wade.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot to do with it, I mean, because they provide such a holistic perspective on just how we navigate reality, you know. And so, they keep me in a place of extreme clarity, which allows me to make the necessary adjustments in my life that need to be made at strategic times when they need to be made. So I stay out of a lot of the chaos and confusion that's overrunning the world right now.
Yeah. You in this world, but not of it, huh?
Exactly, man. That's what it's about. Yeah.
Excellent. Let's start this conversation. We're energetic beings. We are electromagnetic beings. And we are looking to tap into that energy. We have been taught to not tap into that energy, to stay away from things like you do, my brother, with the exercise you do. A lot of people actually, depending on what religious mind frame you are, they might consider what you do evil, which is very weird. But
It is.
that's how we've been programmed the last, 100 years or whatever. So it's quite weird, my brother. But yeah. So for those who may be unaware of who you are and what you do, could you just give a brief introduction to who you are, brother? A lot of new people on the channel.
Yeah, I wear a lot of hats. I'm deeply involved, as you've noted, into internal energy practices, qigong. I also practice and study what's called medical qigong, which is an offshoot of that science. Um, I'm very involved into various aspects of just dealing with mind body, relationships, and instilling in the people I work with proper directions so that they stay on top of things. I'm very invested, literally invested in ways of generating passive income, and actually, have a program every Sunday that talks about that to the community. And I travel, I do workshops, I do retreats in various places around the world
Hmm.
that teach these various programs. Um, yeah, I really move with life as holistically as I possibly can. I've involved myself in the study of the martial arts. I worked with a brother by the name of Randy Weston for about 25 years. We've produced a few projects together. The last one before he transitioned, the last one being, I believe, was like maybe 2016, which was a CD called the Nubian Suite. Um, and we performed that and did that in New York City at the Skirball Institute of Performing Arts, and that was an amazing experience. So yeah, I wear a lot of hats. I navigate a variety of different avenues which feed into different timelines.
Mm, indeed. Well, you're into some of the new technology that the world is tapping into. Everything's changing. Technology, the school system, the way people pray, the way people do everything is changing now. And something that has been introduced to society is artificial intelligence. Now, I got a question for you in terms of the introduction of artificial intelligence, and some people think that cryptocurrency, might be a part of that, and the whole wave and NFTs, crypto, intelligence. People think that it's similar, but in terms of artificial intelligence, Wayne, you talk a lot about cheat energy. I have a question because a lot of people who are pro artificial intelligence, they like the idea of being able to ask the computer something and it gives them an answer, or the idea of giving the computer this assignment and it does it for them. What I want to ask you, do you think that with this artificial intelligence and us being more productive, like people are firing their staff and just working with artificial intelligence, do you think that this is hurting us, and or this is we won't be as successful because we're not conjuring chi energy? You know how when you do something on your own, you spend a month to write a book. That's a month of chi energy that you spent emitting to the ethers writing that book. But if you get AI to do it, you're not spending a whole month emitting that much chi energy. So do you think that we think it's making us productive, but it's really not because we're not outputting chi?
That's a great question. I believe that it really sublimates the potential that we have as creative entities. And
Mm,
because we're not firing on all of our creative cylinders, then that's something that boomerangs back on us and makes us less efficient, less integrated into the whole dynamic of reality, makes us less, functional in terms of intellectual, rational, and spiritual beings. And I think that, yeah, it is something that we really need to be wary of, and exactly how we use it to prevail and move us forward. The thing with technology such as this is that it's not always the technology, that is that which should be demonized, but the intention that lies behind the technology that's
Okay.
coming from
Right.
individuals that participated in the design and promote the specific directions of that technology.
Indeed. In terms of our energy, I keep using the word chi or ki. And do you say chi or ki?
I
What
say chi.
you say?
Key is more of a Japanese persuasion of the same thing,
Okay.
But yeah, in Africa was referred to and is referred to as chi, and those tones, sounds moved into ancient China via us.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I carry it through with the term chi.
Hmm. Let me ask you this about chi energy. What effect does the colors we wear have on our chi or our energetic output? Like I notice when people, when they're interested in driving fast, all of a sudden they buy a yellow car, they buy an orange or red, they buy these exotic colors. But when people just want to drive regular, sometimes they just get a regular black car or a white car, something like that. So I'm wondering if we wear these outlandish these colors that pop out, does that make us act different? Like you see the pimps when they pimping women, all of a sudden they got a purple suit on. You like, what the hell is he wearing? But that's part of his profession. So talk about colors in our chi energy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, colors are very significant, just from the basis of when you look at the whole energetic body, the energy body itself that holds certain energetic portals that we refer to as chakras.
Right.
What really, really allows those chakras to vibrate exponentially, are the colors that are affiliated or associated with them, because this chakra body literally has specific colors that determine either very expansive and intense resonance, or determines a very low grade and low base vibrational frequency of the chakra that is no, doesn't serve us. It becomes very dysfunctional in terms of what it's really designed to do for us as human beings.
Hmm.
So colors play a very, very just significant role in terms of our daily activities. And again, it goes back and in to how do we utilize these colors and what do we use them for.
Hmm.
I use colors all the time in my remote healing. My remote healing that I do moves through the chakra body. And so it becomes imperative for me to use colors in very specific ways and fashions in order to generate the changes that I need in that individual's body mind.
You do remote healing. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That's deep. I don't yeah, we're gonna have to do a show just on that one day, brother. The remote healing. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people. So do you use a person's picture when you do the remote healing?
I get a person's picture, and I get their name, and that's all I need.
Mm. You think is there like a certain energy that a picture holds? What is it about a
Oh,
picture?
no question. Yeah. I mean, in ancient, Kemetic and East Indian traditions, the gurus, the shaman, the babalaos, they look at a picture and can feel the energy that emanates off of that picture.
See.
And from that, they give a name to that disciple, that sannyasin, you
Ooh.
know.
You ever named somebody before? Like a, because you like this guru, you like this, this master teacher. Have you ever gave somebody a name before? Like, this is
I give people a lot of nicknames, but the only time I've really given somebody a name has been through like capoeira.
okay.
Yeah.
Any other name you go by besides Wayne Chandler that we should know? Or you want?
Probably, none that can be spoken of on.
Mm. No, definitely, definitely, definitely. You know what's weird, Wayne? This might be a little off topic. Well, I don't think it is. But when I notice when a person could be dropped. Like I've been filming people for quite a while. A person could be dropping knowledge. I mean, dropping now heavy knowledge. Sometimes, because you mentioned the picture and made me think about this. Sometimes, if I told a person, "Oh, let me get the camera," once I put the camera on the person, all of a sudden the knowledge disappeared. And this happens so many times. I'm like, what the hell is it about the camera that once the camera gets on somebody, it's like all of a sudden they can't speak the way they just spoke when the camera wasn't there. You,
Yeah, there's definitely, again, it's the fusion of technology
uh-huh.
with organic design,
Mm,
and they don't translate all of the time. For
mm,
some people, they translate well.
mhm,
Like for me to get in front of a camera, to be on screen, things of that nature, physically, I don't translate. I just don't.
mm,
Cameras, and it's really deep because when I was younger, I mean, photography was my thing.
mhm,
And at that stage in my life, my energy physically transferred with a great degree of exactitude on camera, on film,
mhm,
on whatever visual media that was being used.
mhm.
But today, the deeper I've gotten into my practices, the less transferable I become physically on media.
Wow, that's very interesting. This is some interesting stuff, man. This is some interesting stuff. How we interact with technology, how it changes things, or how our personality change. This is like some real interesting stuff. Wow.
Yeah, no question. I mean, a lot of it in what's really what's really profound is like where we're going right now, because for the resets, there are going to be two resets. The first reset is going to be man-made, and that's the reset we're invested in right now.
Mm,
That's going to begin
mm,
with the money and is going to move into other areas where it's not going to feel good for a great number of the people that comprise humanity. It's
mhm,
not going to feel good. This reset that's being worked on. The second reset is a reset that's going to move through nature.
mhm,
And that reset is going to be deeply profound and move humanity with respect to consciousness
mhm.
into different places.
Right, right.
Now, there's another organic reset like that one that's taking place on and in the planet right now that is baffling scientists, to the nth degree.
Mhm,
So last year, July 29th, the planet started spinning faster.
mm,
So in that acceleration, everything shifts. Time shifts, how we perceive our daily realities shift, um, and it has scared the living daylights out of the global
mhm,
scientific community.
mhm,
The other thing with technology that we're finding, you know, over and around the planet, you have what they refer to as ley lines.
Right.
Ley lines, let me see if I can drop this so people can get an idea. When you look at this picture, which is out of my book, when you look at this picture, these constitute the various ley lines or grid lines that move all over the planet. When you look at the vortexes of these ley lines, where they intersect, you will see that every major civilization in ancient times created that civilization right on the vortex of these ley lines. So right now, you have a group of scientists, and they monitor these ley lines or these grid lines.
Right.
And what they have found is that these ley lines undulate. So they move energy through them and then they cease. Energy begins to move again through them and then it ceases to be. But each time they begin to absorb and undulate with these frequencies, they begin to absorb and become fulfilled in the frequency more and more. And what the scientific community that studies these ley lines are saying now is that by the end of 2024, this entire grid complex that surrounds the planet will once again, after thousands of years of being primarily asleep, will become dominant and proactive again. And with that level of frequency being released, generated upon the planet, we can only begin to imagine the shifts that are going to take place in consciousness.
Yeah. No, yeah, that I mean that's exciting. That sounds exciting to me, man. I'm excited about that.
Oh
And
yeah, it's going to be major. I mean, just some of the finds that are taking place right now. I mean, they found a complete and totally different ocean beneath the mantle of the planet.
yeah,
And this ocean that they found underneath the mantle is deeper than the ocean that resides on the surface of the planet.
when you say mantle of the planet, what do you mean by that?
I mean, like the surface.
Yeah. What area did they find this ocean in? Was it in Antarctica, somewhere like that?
It surrounds the entire planet.
Oh, around the entire planet.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I mean, it takes you back to the stories of these writers like Jules Verne, who talked about Journey to the Center of the Earth, where there was this massive ocean that actually existed underneath and in this area of the planet.
Whew. Man, oh man. This is some good stuff here. Let me ask you this. Somebody who when you want to study qigong and energy and all of that, somebody who's very popular in that field, Asian gentleman Montauk Chia, I heard him talk about channeling energy from the universe. So he talked about, this was a small clip, so I can't go in depth to what he said, but he talked about the left eye representing the sun, the right eye representing the moon, and the middle of your eyebrow representing, I think he said, the pole star. And he said, when you cross your eyes together and you form a triangle like that, you like your eyes and you look up like this way, like that, you're able to channel energy from the universe. I want to ask you about that. And let me just say this before you answer that question. I found that interesting because anytime I ask to speak on my channel a deep question and they got to really like meditate on it, they'll look to the right. They're always looking up somewhere before they be like, well, let me see about that. So tell me your thoughts about crossing your eyes and forming that triangle, like Montauk said, my brother.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, I'm a student of Montauk Chia,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm actually certified in his system of Qigong.
Mm-hmm.
So when he does that and says that, many of the practices that deals with the movement of energy in the body, one of the primary practices is that which we refer to as the microcosmic orbit.
Mm-hmm.
And to really, when we bring the energy up to the crown,
Mm-hmm.
even though the eyes are closed,
Mm-hmm.
we look up with both eyes
Mm-hmm.
towards the mid-brow point.
Mm-hmm.
And this creates a fusion of these three elements
Right.
that are taking place.
Mm-hmm.
There's also, because he talks about like just the microcosmic and running it from the top of the crown down the front channel, up the front channel, down the back, etc. There's another way that I teach in terms of running the microcosmic, which is through the toes of the feet.
Mm.
Because what's happening now on the planet is so profound that you want to be in a place to literally draw that energy in through the feet and run that up through the circuits of the body into the crown.
You talking about grounding?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's some grounding. That's some I think more and more people are grounding more than ever now, man.
And it's going to feed more deeply in terms of becoming a practical exercise as these ley lines, these grids.
Get activated.
Exactly.
Woo! So grounding gonna be super powerful and it's gonna be popping by 2025.
That's right.
Woo! Man. Mm. Can't wait, man. Everything Wayne talked about tonight, if y'all not like jumping out of your seats excited, I mean, we've been waiting for this, Wayne. We've been waiting for what, like you said, thousands of years. Energy has been dormant. The world has been asleep. Oh man, this is good times we living in. If you're able to get past the distractions and tap in to your God power.
No question.
Let me
No
ask you this.
question.
Let me ask you this, Wayne. I talked about the right eye and the left eye. People talk about the right hemisphere, the left hemisphere. Let's talk about the right nostril, left nostril of your nose. Blue Pill, or the brother Blue Pill talked to us before the family about I think what's it called? Fire breathing, where you like breathe out one nostril, not one nostril. What I want to ask you, Wayne, is when one nostril is clogged, does that mean something energetically? Like if you have a left clogged nostril or the right clogged nostril, does that represent a certain thing going on in your body?
It does. It's exacerbated based on one's health,
Right.
but what happens is that there's an automatic shifting of openness between one nostril and another. And this is so if you're in perfect health, this shifting is supposed to take place every 3.5 hours. It's rare to see it happen every 3.5 hours, but there should be a shifting where one nostril is more open than the other and is able to exhale a greater volume of air, of breath out of that particular nostril. Now, fire breathing, again, if you do it, can actually activate and open the nostrils to like a large extent so that there's more balance in both of those. Those nostrils correspond to what's called the autonomic nervous system. And the autonomic nervous system in, say, the mysteries of ancient, the blacks of ancient India deals with what's called Ida and Pingala. So the front channel that moves down the center of the body on either side has these smaller channels which connect directly and deal with the alternate nostril breathing. And this is why alternate nostril breath is so powerful, because as you close off the channels, the key, and this is what most people have no clue about, but the key is that the longer you can hold the breath in one or other of these channels, the wider it opens the central channel. The wider the central channel becomes, the deeper the central channel integrates and connects with what's called the impartial mind, which is the seedbed that generates manifestation for consciousness.
Come on now, Wayne. Come on now. Wow.
Yeah, that's the secret of alternate nostril.
How long each day would you recommend us practicing alternate nostril breathing?
Every day, at least 15 minutes out of the day.
At least.
Yeah, at least.
And practice holding, seeing how long you can hold each one. Could you
What
give us
I
a little? Could you
yeah,
give us a little example, Wayne? Could you give us a little
yeah,
example?
yeah, definitely. You know,
Thank you, my brother.
so with the alternate nostril, you block off the right first, connect the tongue.
Right. Okay.
Tongue connection is essential. Connect the tongue, take the tip of the tongue and put it on the ridge that runs along the roof of the mouth. Once placed, inhale into the left nostril, say to a count of 6. Hold to a count of 3. And then exhale out of the right to a count of 6. Hold to a count of 3. Inhale back into the right to a count of 6. And hold to a count of 3. Exhale out of the left to a count of 6 and hold to a count of 3. Each nostril has its own color. And after you get involved in the process, then you eventually apply the colors that go with each nostril, which resonates with those particular currents that run up and move into the nostril aperture.
Do you think, Wayne, that brothers go to the gym a lot? I'm not a gym rat. I work, I stay healthy. I do my push-ups here and there, but that's something I want to get more involved in, is working out. But do you think if the brothers spent as much time practicing qigong as they do in the gym, that we would see a whole different thing going on out here with black men?
No question.
Is that much more effective than going to the gym and lifting weights?
Oh, no question. Definitely.
I wanted the brothers to hear that. That's why I said I wanted them to hear you say that. I want them to hear you say that. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, but I mean, there are little things that I see in gyms that brothers can do, which can condition the mind like in profound ways. So one of the things that brothers like to do is tap into this false sense of masculinity when they're in the gym, they're lifting weights, and they take the weight and they drop it, bam! And they think, yeah, motherfucker, and they don't get that if they take that weight and using control
Ooh, place
and
it.
just drop the weight and put
Oh.
it back on the floor, they have created a level of mental discipline that will
Mm.
permeate every aspect of their being.
Come on, Wayne. Wow. Wow.
It's the simple things, the
Simple
little
things.
things,
Right.
always.
Right. Let me ask you this, Wayne. Since we're talking about going to the gym, and me and you, you laughing already. Me and you talked about, I think our first show we did, right before we did the workshop, we did a show, and I was talking about when a brother punches, or even a sister punches, the force that the other person feels is generated by that person's chi energy. It's not necessarily how big they arm or how much muscle they got, but it's generated by their chi energy. What I want to ask you, based on you saying that, Wayne, when a brother is having sex with a sister, because there's always a debate. When a brother's having sex with a sister, is what she feels when he's entering her, is that generated more by his chi energy than by the size of his penis? Because that's a big debate in relationship shows. They be like, yo, does it matter this or that? What I want to know is what the sister's feeling. If that person get punched in the face is feeling your chi, is that sister feeling chi energy more than whether the brother's well endowed, or you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So you're looking at two experiences that take place within the same region
uh,
of the anatomy.
uh,
So there can be the movement, the activation of size, because what happens is that chi is actually created through size, because as the
mm,
vaginal orifice expands, there's a system of nerves
mm,
that encompass and surround that area that when it expands, they're activated immediately. And
mm.
that sends a certain nerve pulse through her.
Wow.
But
Wow.
the thing in terms of the chi that brother is putting off,
Yeah.
that he's completely and totally unawares of,
Uh,
she's feeling that, and that's giving her a totally different kind of sensation than just the size impact and imprint.
uh. Wow. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Um, another thing you talked about, no, you talked about this, during our actual workshop. You were showing people how tapping on certain parts of the body can release energy. What I want to ask you, you was telling us about tapping your shoulders. You were saying how energy gets stuck in the shoulders, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're practicing tapping on your body, like you see the gorillas in the jungles doing that with their fists like that, does it matter? Because if you hit the drum, right? If you hit it like this, if you hit it backhand, or if you hit it punch it, it makes a different sound. Sounds is vibration. That's a different cymatic. So
Right.
does it tapping it like this or hitting it like that? Does it affect it differently depending on how you hit it? Whether you hit it with a smack, a punch, or whatever.
It affects it differently, and it's really about you in terms of what it is you're determining, in terms of its release. What are you trying to discharge from that area of the body, and what is the best means of getting that out of the area of the body?
Right.
So using flat hand
Mm-hmm.
may be the best way to release that kind of energy, but then again, using a fist, depending on what the energy stagnation is, may be a better way to release that energy.
Mm-hmm.
So it really depends on the energy that you're trying to get out of that area of the body.
No, indeed, indeed. How big are you, Wayne, on massages? Like rich people get massages a lot. Like they make their money. They constantly get a massage. Um, people with regular 9 to 5s. We think not we. Let me not say that. Some people don't got the money. They don't have the time. They just or they just don't consider it important. So, how important is getting a massage, Wayne?
I think like one of my students in Trinidad, Giselle McLeod. She is a massage therapist,
Uh,
and not only is she a massage therapist, but because she does the practices, she's able to like move a different kind of energy through her hands when she's doing the massage,
Mm.
which takes that individual into a totally different type of place,
Ooh.
and integrates them more when they go outside. They're feeling a level of integration that they've never felt, So massage is great. I think massage is essential. I believe that everybody should get a massage.
Uh,
I believe that, you know, once a week can be good, but once every 2 to 3 weeks is essential to
uh,
get body work done.
right. No, definitely, definitely. Is there anyone you recommend more than the other? Like they got different names, like deep tissue, Swedish, and all this stuff. Is there any?
Yeah, again, like the slap or the fist, it
Mhm.
really depends on what it is you're attempting to release. So if you go in, for example, for Rolfing, Rolfing is about serious, deep restructuring of tissue, cartilage, and bone.
Mhm.
Hurts like hell.
Mm.
But if there's something that needs to be moved and realigned, then Rolfing may be what you want. Now, if you want to get something that's really relaxing and just calming, soothing, to your person, then you go and you get a nice
Mhm.
nice Swedish massage.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, if you want to get something that is going to go in and balance you not only physically but also mentally, emotionally, and energetically, then you may look at a massage technique like Tuina, which focuses on the energy points as the person is doing massage.
Mhm. Mhm. I never forget when I was a kid. I probably was like might have been like 9 or something like that, and I wasn't feeling well, and I had a fever. And one day my grandmother asked my grandmother could she rub my back, and she rubbed my back, and my fever went away. I never forget it. And ever since then, I knew like there was some magic in either in a person's hands or massage or something. But I remember after the massage, I got up. I was like, yo, I don't feel sick no more. And I was like, yo, this massage thing is serious, man.
It is. It is. It opens up the movement of nerve energy, so it really increases the flow, neurologically of life force energy as it moves through the nervous system. So
Mm,
that's one thing that it does. It also activates the movement of lymph in the body, so it keeps the lymphatic channels open and the glands active and productive.
mm.
And then just blood movement, so yeah, massage, it's deep.
I would
I don't get enough.
yeah, man. Listen, man, my lady be tired of me asking for massages. I be bothering her all the time. Baby, come rub my head. Baby, rub my hands. I work hard today. I come up with any baby, I work real hard today. I played the piano today, rub my head. She be like, God damn you. I mean, yeah, she over, yeah, that's yeah, that's I think that's vital. I think that's vital.
It is. It
A
is.
sister in the chat just asked, I just thought about this, and as I thought about it, she asked the question about cupping. I be seeing that online, the cupping. You know what that? Yeah, how effective is the cupping, my brother?
Yeah, it's very effective, and that's something you see a lot. Well, you see it now in independent modalities, but at one point, it was really centered for usage in the science of acupuncture. That's where you used to see it all of the time, but now a lot of massage therapists, like my student in Trinidad,
Mm,
Giselle, she uses cupping techniques.
mhm,
A lot of massage therapists are using the cupping modality to enhance their practice. So,
mm.
yeah, it's very viable.
Indeed. Something else I seen on TikTok, it was either TikTok or Instagram. They were saying don't sleep on your left side. They said you should always sleep on your right side. Any truth to that, Wayne? Any?
There's everybody has some type of a play on how one should sleep. Now, in the traditions of qigong,
Mm-hmm.
they say that you don't want to sleep on the left side. And the reason you don't want to sleep on the left side is because it puts more pressure on the heart.
Mm. Mm.
So they really say you want to like either sleep back or on your right side
Mm-hmm.
so that the heart doesn't receive that extra stress that you get when you sleep on your left.
And very interesting. Very, very interesting. I see the people. Somebody's asking now about hot stones. How do you feel about hot stones and massaging?
Yeah, I've got a hot stone set that I've never used. One day I'm going to use it on
Yeah.
somebody, you know. But yeah, hot stones is another viable modality.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, yeah. We learning a lot today, y'all. We learned a whole lot today. I want to ask you about in terms of your chi energy and your diet. A lot of people feel as though, eat a electric diet. Dr. Sabi talked about electric diet, and that will help us energetically. That will help us. They feel like high frequency foods will make us high frequency beings. And some people I know, we just talked about Brother Panic. I thought about Brother Bobby Hemmett. These are brothers who particularly didn't follow the Dr. Sabi regimen, and they were very much spiritual. There's literally thousands of people in the world, millions benefiting from these brothers' information. So I want to ask how effective or ineffective is me eating some greens all day in terms of me having a high amount of chi within me, Wayne Chandler.
Well, I think that, your diet helps to generate higher amounts of chi, but at the same time, we have to really develop an understanding that we live in a very incredibly
Mm-hmm.
toxic environment.
Mm-hmm.
And the toxicity in this environment is mental, it's emotional,
Mm-hmm.
it's physical,
Mm-hmm.
and it's spiritual. And so the diet is one aspect of that. You want to have a solid diet that, yeah, is electric in that it produces energy. But you have to stop and think of it like this. And this is, most people don't consider this. What you eat,
Mm-hmm.
the amount of energy that you get from it is all based on what it takes to digest and assimilate that food source, that substance.
Mm-hmm.
So if you eat something that's dense
Mm-hmm.
and the body has to put out a lot of energy in the digestive process to break it down
Mm-hmm.
and then to absorb it
Mm-hmm.
and eliminate it,
Mm-hmm.
then whatever energy was in that particular food substance is neutralized
Mm-hmm.
because your body has gone on and used an immense amount of energy, or the energy basically that you would have gotten from that food has been used up in the process of digesting, breaking, and assimilating that food and eliminating that food. So, your diet, you want to go into whatever it is you're eating,
Mm-hmm.
you want to go in with that reality in mind
Mm-hmm.
of exactly how much energy is it really going to take
To break it
to
down.
break this food down and assimilate it.
Mm. Wow. I love that perspective. It definitely will change your way about looking at food,
Yeah.
looking at it from that perspective. What about in terms of I know that they say like eat, and they tell us to eat hot, like certain cultures like the Caribbean, they'll eat hot spicy foods, and that like gets the blood flowing when you eat hot spicy foods. And but I noticed that, because there's different ways we could eat. We eat internally. So they say eat hot, spicy foods internally, get your blood flowing. But we also, I guess, our skin is the biggest organ and absorbs. So I guess we could eat through our skin as well. But now we eat hot, spicy foods to get the blood flowing. But they say let cold water hit the skin to get the blood flowing externally. So internally, you eating hot food. Externally, cold water is getting the blood flowing. So it's yeah. Talk to me about that. You got to eat something hot to get the blood flowing, but you got to have something cold on your skin to get the blood flowing.
I really, when I look at the whole dynamic, of how we consume different substances, it really depends on what modality you're drawing energy from, and information from. So for me, I don't really need to eat a whole lot, because you have to ask yourself this question: what is the purpose of eating? Period.
Love it. Love it.
What's the
Period.
purpose? Why do
Love
you
it.
eat?
Love it. Best question about eating I ever heard in my life. What about it? Literally, why do I have to eat? What is?
Yeah.
I just said that the other day. I was hungry. Yo, no, I'm sorry. I gotta say this, Wayne. Let me say this real quick, Wayne. Wayne, the other day I was hungry. I'm hungry. I got this hungry. My body's just used to eating at a certain time, and I'm like, I'm tired of eating fucking food, man. I said that in my mind. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm like, it could be such a job sometimes. You got to get up. You got to make this or that. I was like, I'm tired of this eating shit, man. So it's very interesting you say that. I just had to say that. Go ahead, my brother. Just had to say that.
Yeah, because it's very relevant. It really is. And we do have to get into those, designs of preparation, but with our foods. But like, we eat food supposedly to get energy. That's why we eat.
Yeah.
We eat to get energy. So if you have a practice like Qigong,
yeah,
that literally generates and creates
the energy. Yes.
For your body mind.
Uh-huh.
You need less food.
Yes.
So if you say, for example, you have a weight problem, the more you involve yourself in the practice, the modality of Qigong, the faster, more rapid pace you're going to lose that unwanted and unneeded weight that you're carrying around, because you're not going to need to eat as much.
Y'all hear that, family? I know a lot of y'all joined the workshop 2 years ago, but y'all really, really, really got to get into this brother's work. Y'all really got to get into this field, this Qigong, this science, this practice. I think it's utmost important to us right now, especially going where Wayne is talking about, and the earth, the energy of the earth opening up. Very important, y'all. Very, very important.
It's a new day.
Yeah.
It's a new day.
Yeah, definitely, Wayne. Let me ask you, in terms of, we talk a lot about the palms of our hand. And Montauk Chia, your teacher, talks a lot about receiving energy from the palms of your hand. Now, you study ancient cultures. You wrote books on ancient cultures. You've traveled the world a lot. I'm just curious, Wayne, do other cultures, are they more protective over their palms than we are? Like say everybody we see on the street, we giving them a dap. Yo, what's good, my nigga? What's good? Other cultures, are they more like, I'll just give you a little bow and keep it moving? Are they more protective over what energy enters their hands?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they may have integrated that move into their culture and have forgotten why it's even there,
Right.
But yeah, it's about, giving blessings from a higher place, but at the same time, not stepping into one's energy field and not having them step into your energy field. Energetic contamination is something that everybody should be aware of, especially in these days and times.
Energetic contamination.
Yeah.
Wayne, you saying some shit tonight, Wayne. I'm sorry, man. This a real good one, Wayne. This is a real good one, Wayne. You said energetic. Say that energetic contamination is something everybody should be aware of.
Yeah.
I
No
like the way
question.
like the way you said that. Sometimes there's a certain way you say something that it just hits harder. So the way you're saying certain things, like why do we eat? And you say it so calm. Why do we eat? It's just kind of, it's kind of hitting kind of hard, man. So yeah, man, I'm definitely glad. I'm definitely glad we did this show. Let me talk to you about trauma in terms of pretty much everybody has a certain level of trauma, childhood trauma. Some people have trauma that developed later on in their life. We talked about qigong and releasing energy, stored energy. How effective is qigong with childhood trauma? Because some people, I remember talking to Blue Pill. Some people they want to know, well, what herbs can I take for this, or what herbs can I take for that? And Blue Pill was saying, there's no herbs that's going to help you with that. This something you got to do something different to get rid of that. So with the childhood trauma, how effective is this for people that's curious about that, my brother?
Yeah, it's very effective, But again, what you do is you go in and you condition the organs and the glands for release. And then you move into medical qigong, which goes in and hits the chakra points, which moves energy through the meridians that connect into those centers, that is retaining and holding those traumatic patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And then that dispels those traumatic patterns from those particular areas. So areas in the body that hold trauma the most, where it's really stored is the solar plexus. So that's where you go first. You condition the solar plexus for release. And that allows, then, say you're holding sexual trauma.
Mm-hmm.
That allows you to go into those other specific areas where that sexual trauma is being held and move it out of the body mind.
Mm.
So the areas, the main areas in the body that hold trauma, you have the solar plexus, front and back, you have the pituitary, and you have the crown.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all areas that have to be cleared, before trauma is completely and totally released from the body.
Indeed. Speaking of trauma being stored, and we talked earlier about massages and all of that. You know what's the funniest thing, Wayne? Sometime when you get a massage, oh, did I say that? Massage. I said massage. When you get a massage, sometimes, like, say if a person touch a certain part of your body, like this right here, something. There's parts of your body that hurt that you don't even know hurt because
Right.
you've been living with it for so long. But if somebody actually touched that part of your body, you're like, oh shit, what's that? Like, it's mind-boggling. Like, somebody, I remember one time my girl was pulling my elbow like that. I'm like, I ain't know my elbow hurt. Like, where'd that come from? Like, it's the most amazing shit in the world. We've been living with stress for so long. It's just become a part of our life, brother.
That's true. And if you ask a lot of massage therapists with respect to their patient load, they'll tell you that a lot of their patients will just begin bawling on the table, just outright crying. And they'll say, well, what are you crying about? And they'll say, I don't know.
Wow.
Because it's just a release.
It's just a release. Yeah, this is some serious stuff. Somebody in the chat we approaching an hour mark. We'll probably be on here for about 15 more minutes. I'm gonna take Q&A from the people. What a show, what a show, what a show. This is what we need in our life. The earth is being activated. Wayne, as above, so below. If the earth is being activated, could you imagine what's going on in our bodies by the end of 2024?
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, it's God power time. Yeah, give me a couple of questions from the chat. We're gonna get into some. Wayne, do you use Cash App?
Do I use Cash App?
Yeah.
No, I don't have Cash. I'm old school.
Yeah, I know a lot of the old school brothers and sisters. Y'all be like, Cash App, what's that? but yeah, somebody asked earlier if you had a cash app. What's your website, Wayne?
My website is Wayne B. Chandler at Gmail. No, I mean, that's my email address.
Email.
My website is WayneBChandler.com.
Indeed. Make sure you hit up WayneBChandler.com. The brother's book, Ancient Future, is you got to have it in your collection. Everybody should have Ancient Future in their library at home. All right. Let's get to Ancient Future. Somebody just asked the name of your book. Ancient Future. That's what and any other books you have, Wayne?
I'm working on the next one. I've given parts of it to my publisher. I'm trying to finish it up, and it's called the Brighter Side of Darkness: A Light Warrior's Guide to Internal Alchemy and Spiritual Transformation.
Okay. Let's get to. I got a super chat question here. Can you ask Grandmaster Wayne Chandler, is the chi, the channeling, the pulling of the energies of the universe, and is it a form of quantum entanglement? Do you understand? I don't. You understand that one?
Entanglement. I wouldn't say entanglement because that gives the idea, that the energies that are moving in are not coinciding with one another, and are not in rhythmic alliance and accord. But yeah, the different energies, cosmological energies, terrestrial energies, all of these energies are now being active, and we're being conditioned for the absorption of these energies to bring on profound shifts in consciousness. The thing is that people really want to remember we live in a 3D construct, but we're not 3D. We are fourth dimensional beings. That's why we have the type of meridians, the chakras, all of those things operate and exist. They all exist within the fourth dimensional construct of our being. And that's what Qigong pushes you back into.
Woo!
It moves you back into your 4D. Right. And you've got to get back into your 4D to use it as a launching pad to take you into the 5D framework that's coming around the corner. Because if you think you're going to jump from 3D into 5D, you're delusional. To jump from 3D into 5D without proper preparation, you will explode.
Wow. So what you talked about 3D, we live in it. Our chi energy, our chakras, all of that exists within the 4D. What would you describe as 5D?
5D, man, is total transcendence. I mean, you can't really explain 5D. It's something that you really have to step in and live to like really deal with that experience.
Right.
Because that's how beyond it is. But that's where we're primed to go. It's like there's an old Hopi Native American saying, and it talks about these times, and it says, there will come to be a tear in the fabric of space and time. And those who have prepared themselves will be able to walk right through. So we're in that time of preparation. And it's about preparedness. And I'm sure that tear in the fabric of space and time that they're talking about is the ability to move directly into 5D.
Amazing. Wayne, how important, there's a lot of emphasis and importance placed on the vowels in our English language.
Soul energy.
The vowels is soul energy.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on that some, my brother?
Sure. The vowels connect to soul force. They connect to that inner soul language that the soul is equipped to speak, but it translates, moves that uh, language through the vowels. So, for example, in numerology, you find out what is the soul force number through the vowels.
Mm. So is this something you chant every day? A-E-I-O-U. Like, how does this
You
work?
can, because each one of those vowels has powerful significance.
Mm.
Each one.
But is it something that should be a regular chant for us? That's what I'm getting.
It it could be. It could be a regular chant, or what would be even more specifically empowering is to find out what your soul force energy
Oh,
is
okay.
and use that specific framework of the vows to chant on a daily basis.
Right, right, right. Okay. Okay.
Even chanting your name, using your name, and chanting that on a daily basis locks you into a different frequency, a different reality of how you can now empower yourself for manifestation.
Chanting your name. I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, because
Interesting.
your name, when you look at the science of numerology, it's based on the fact that when you come here, you're the only one that knows the lessons that you carry.
Right.
So you telepathically create that signaling in the mind of your parents
Ah,
to
yeah.
let them know this is what you want to be named. So when you get that name contains all of the frequencies that you need to expand and manifest the kind of realities that you want to have as you walk through life.
Steve, you said you telepathically. You said you
That's right,
telepathically
telepathically.
communicate with your
That's right.
parents.
When you're being carried in the womb, you're sending that message.
Mhm. What do you think about, black people get made fun of a lot for the names that we name our children. They call them ghetto. Shaniqua, Takesha. And I remember one time Bobby talked about some of the ancient goddess, and he was like Sheola, Tiesha. It sounded like one of them ghetto names. And I'm like, oh shit, baby, we might have been on to something this whole time, way not knowing it.
Well, we are, because we operate with not only this whole dynamic of navigating this practical reality from day to day, but we have the subconscious imprint of a time that's now removed, that those names are seasoned and seeded in, that come to the forefront at different times.
Right, right. Well, let me get to another question from the chat, Wayne. Yeah, I'm really loving this conversation, Wayne. I really, really, really think, I don't think, I know people really need to get involved in this science, man, in this practice, this qigong, man. It's really,
Yeah,
we said it a year and a half ago, and a lot of people joined, but I need everybody, y'all. I need y'all to really get up on this thing, man. It's God power time. I've been telling y'all, and this is true God power right here.
no question.
Let's get to another question. What qigong practices can we do to improve astral sight, and can we use it to see auras?
That's a very good question. So the qigong practice that feeds directly into that experience is kidney packing.
Mm.
Kidney packing activates the meridians that connect to the amygdala and that run directly into the pituitary, which activates the ajna chakra. So by doing kidney packing, the kidneys move up that energy into the meridians of the amygdala, you have two compounds that are released from the pituitary. One is pituitrin, the other one is a compound that's called anandamide.
Wow.
And anandamide is they refer to it as the bliss hormone.
Mm.
Now, it's secreted substantially from the pineal, but it also has residue and particulates in the pituitary.
Mm.
So when those two are secreted, anandamide and pituitrin, through the kidney packing, it activates the ajna chakra, which is your chakra for extrasensory perception,
Mm.
ESP.
Mm. That's the just hitting the kidneys like you was teaching us in the workshop.
No, it's the kidney packing is it's a process. It's different. You actually go through steps.
Hey Wayne, can we do that for the Patreon? Can we do the kidney packing?
Yeah, we're going to do it.
Let's do that because each time we do a show, I want it to be something different. But let's do that. Let's really focus on this kidney packing. Aisha was Alicia, man. Thank you for asking this, Alicia. I really want. I think that's a good one, Wayne.
We can work it. We can roll with that.
Yeah, we gonna. I think that's where we going with it, y'all, for the Patreon show. Shout out to the Patreon members again. We gonna go into that, y'all. Let's get to another question. This, I keep telling y'all, man, this show. Uh, let's see. Let me see if I got any more super chat. Okay. Robbie Wilson wants to know, what do you recommend to master astral travel projection?
That's a really good question because one of my students asked me that today.
Mm.
And it was framed around his experience, with lucid dreaming.
Mm.
And my response to him was that you want to master lucid dreaming
Mm.
for sure before you move in to actual astral projection.
Mm.
The other piece that is critical that you master is the connection between the organs and glands of your body and your overt consciousness.
Mm.
Because your organs and glands carry the intelligence that when you are not operational, they take over. But they will only take over when you have established direct communication and connectivity with them. So, in the form of astral projection, you're depending on them to help you get back in without any hiccups. So, back in the day, when we were like practicing those particular dynamics all of the time, there were times when people would leave the body and not be able to get back in because we didn't have all the information at that time. So when that would happen, then we would have to dial up masters who would be able to like set up the necessary program to allow that person to come back in and not be left out. One brother was out of his body for 3 days. His body was just there.
Mm.
So when you deal with astral projection, what I've learned is that you really want to have the consciousness of the glands and organs optimal. And you want to have that relationship with them because when you leave out of your body, they are the guides and the doorkeepers. They're the ones that now take over the entire program and allow reentry.
That is amazing. So when you say establish this relationship or connection with them, you mean as far as talking to them?
You will talk to them energetically. That's another thing that Qigong teaches. So, for example, we went through the healing sounds. When you learn and develop that connectivity between you, your body, mind, the healing sounds, those tonal frequencies establish a certain rapport between your conscious mind and the energetic presence that lies within every organ and gland in the body. So now there's an awareness that that organ has, because that organ has its own field of intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The glands have their own field of intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
All the chakras in the body, their root system moves into the endocrine glands. Every gland in the endocrine system connects to a root of a chakra point, a major chakra in the body. So our challenge is, how can we establish consistent and ongoing communication between our organs, glands, chakras, and our conscious mind, and have that ongoing even when we're asleep and moving into lucid states? That's the key.
Wow. So Wayne, so you said you know how you used the example, you said when the spirit is coming into this dimension, it will telepathically communicate with the parent to give it a certain name so that it could experience a certain energy signature down here. Do our glands, these are intelligence, like let's say our heart, did our heart telepathically communicate with whoever invented this language to call it the heart? So when we talk about the heart, we're able to, we have direct access to it. Like if I say heart, I love you, because it's named heart and because it chose that name heart, does that give me direct access to the heart?
It gives you direct access because that's the field of awareness that it's operating within. So your field of awareness based on where you live transfers, the language transfers energetically into those and with those organs and glands.
Wait, this is another popular one on the internet. Hold up, y'all. Let me get rid of this. People are talking as far as energy, us being electromagnetic beings. People are talking a lot about the clothing that we wear now, whether we wear cotton, polyester, linen, silk. What's your thoughts? Even the African, what's that mud cloth? What's your thoughts on what should we be wearing to get that chi flowing?
I've always stayed on top of like natural fabric,
Yeah,
for my clothes, always.
mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, it's like the first thing that I look at. Just like if I'm in the store and I'm about to purchase something, I'm going to look at the ingredients to see what it is,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that I'm getting. And I do the same thing with when I look at clothes. I look to see what the hell they're made from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something I never did that before a lot in the past. And that's something more recently I started looking like, what percentage polyester or cotton? I started looking more and more. So
It
yeah,
has an impact.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow, man. Wayne, did I tell you this show is fire? Did I say that enough times already? I don't know if I said that enough times already, y'all. This show is fire, y'all. and I got the fire behind me. You see this is my crown, Wayne. You see my
Yeah,
crown?
man. I've been noticing that,
Hey,
man. That's dope, man.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
I got this crown, man. That's my new crown for now, man.
yeah. That's powerful.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
powerful.
Let's you could do 3 more questions, Wayne.
Sure.
Let's do 3 more. We're having a great time. Let's do 3 more. Let me go to my super chat. All right. Wait, I don't want to skip. Somebody was up here. All right. Where does exorcism and invoking sacred names like Kali fall in with deep breathing and qigong?
Exorcism and invoking sacred names. Well, again, if you're talking about disembodied spirits and having that as an experience,
Yeah.
then you're talking about a fraction, or fractured event that has taken place within the chakra body.
Mm-hmm.
So behind every chakra is another part or portion of the anatomy of that chakra that's called a chakral seal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the purpose of that seal is to keep you protected
Mm-hmm.
from the astral planes, or the entities more specifically, on the astral regions and in this world that you operate in. So if you go through a series of traumatic upheaval, or something that has carried, or really not even necessarily imprinted on just an event that took place, but it could be something that you're walking with and have walked with through an extensive time period in your life,
Mm-hmm.
that has finally eroded this particular protective seal away.
Mm-hmm.
Once that seal cracks, once it gets holes in it,
Mm-hmm.
then you become susceptible
Mm.
to astral infestation. So other entities can now move in and through that seal to enter your being.
Mm.
So with exorcism, moving that out, first you have to close the seal.
Mm.
And you do that through, again, using specific colors.
Mm-hmm.
You use the color that you use is a very vibrant, what we call electric violet.
Mm.
Electric violet seals and corrects the imperfections that have taken place in that seal.
Mm.
Then after that, it becomes, like the responsibility of the practitioner to get that entity out of your beingness in 3D.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Very okay. Wow. Let me ask this next question. Somebody wants to know, what one thing can all of us do tonight collectively to raise the collective vibration?
It's a great question. The first thing you want to do is, because the one thing that we really want to keep in mind is that the reality we live in is holographic.
Mm-hmm.
The holographic reality. And so the one thing that predominates in a holographic reality is intention, because intention carries the spirit of thought and manifestation. So the first thing you want to do is connect the tongue, and you want to begin your breath work from the lower abdomen around the navel area, because in that area is a major energy center, the dantian, and a major chakra, the navel chakra. You want to breathe consciously from that area to generate a very specific frequency of energy. And then you apply your intention. That's all you want to do is apply your intention to the collective. So, for example, the work of David R. Hawkins, he was able to calibrate a variety of different emotional frequencies and the impact they have on consciousness and the body. So he calibrated fear at 200. He calibrated unconditional love, which very few of us ever experience, at 500. But he was able to see and measure that in a state of unconditional love, a person could shift 750,000 people without even leaving the chair in their room.
Yeah. Brother named Dr. B. Serious talks about that. Yeah. The name of that book is Power versus Force, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Power versus Force. Amazing book, y'all. David Hawkins, Power versus Force. Amazing book. Let's get into I think we're gonna do one more. Wow. Let me ask this. Well, you know what? I don't wanna. It's just so good. I don't know where to go. All right. Could you speak on the 8 drunken immortals? Is this related to Qigong? All right, Alicia. The 8 drunken immortals, Wayne.
I don't even, you know what? I mean, I saw that movie back in the day, but I don't even remember that movie now.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was about. I do remember, I know that I saw it. I know that. That was one of the movies that we saw back in the day at the Asian Theater at 12 midnight. But I don't remember its content now. So I can't answer that.
All right, last question, Wayne. Will our deceased loved ones join us in 5D, Wayne? They want to know from Sweet Mama. Sweet Mommy, yeah.
That's a good question, and because I don't know all of the particulates and streams of reality that flow through 5D, I can't say, because we have so many different dimensional fields that connect. We have, so far, quantum physicists have connected and identified 11 different dimensional fields that connect to this one. And we have representations on each field. So for those of you that have ever seen the movie with Jet Li called The One, that's what's being described. So what we're going to experience and what that 5D is, 5D astral oriented, where you can step in and connect with those who have passed. I really don't know. I can't say.
All right. So yeah, appreciate the question. Appreciate the question.
Yeah, good question.
Hey, hey Wayne, man, I want to thank you for coming on here, man. Really do, man. We learned a lot tonight.
It's been a great share.
Yeah, indeed, man. But I can't wait to do the Patreon show with you next week and do the kidney packing. Shout out to everybody that's a Patreon, and yeah, just keep building with you, my brother. We're gonna have to do another workshop sometime soon, sometime before 2024 is up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're gonna need it before 2024 is up, because 2024 is setting the stage for like some serious upheaval that we're going to have to deal with in 2025.
Indeed. Might have to do a in-person one or something. I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it. Figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And I'll keep you updated Before we get out of here, Wayne, one more time, leave your contact information for the people and let them know if you got anything coming up, any events or anything, retreats.
Yeah. What I'm working on right now, I'm working on doing another retreat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to figure out the space. I'm in contact with people in Belize and in Costa Rica. So Costa Rica may win out, but I'll let you know definitely. And again, my website, you can go to my website and connect with me through there. And that's WayneBChandler.com.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find me on Facebook.
Indeed. Once again, thank you, my brother. Thank you for everybody who's listening tonight. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. This brother Rich Wayne Chandler. We signing out, family. Peace.
Peace.